Alright, I'm going to be walking you guys through this guide that I created to set up Melon DS on your computer. Um, you can use this for Metroid or any DS game once it's installed. The first thing that we're going to do is create a folder somewhere on your computer where you're going to put all of your Melon DS things. You can make a separate folder within this for your games if you want to be extra organized. So go ahead and make that folder. Just right click, new folder, boom. You can make two folders and put one inside of the other if that's what you want to do. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to download everything, and I've got all the links in my guide already. There's going to be 7 downloads. We're going to come here, we can skip this YouTube video. We're going to start with the emulator. You're just going to copy and paste all of these links and start the downloads. And then when you choose the location for the download, you will choose the folder that you created. So I already have all this stuff downloaded, but you can see it's downloaded, showing folder. One thing that you guys are going to have is an unzipping software. I use 7-zip, you can use WinRAR or there's a lot of softwares out there, I'm sure. So this is one of the things you'll need to unzip. You can extract it to the folder that you created, which mine is right here, so I would just put it right here. Alright, so we've got the emulator downloaded. Now we'll come over and we'll start downloading these 3 files that Melon DS uses for its firmware, the BIOS files. Go ahead and do the same thing, just copy and paste the links, put the files in the folder that you created, the Melon DS folder. The other folder that you may want to create is for games only. So you can see that when I go into my folder, I've got the separate one for games, and that's where I have the actual ROM itself, just to make it a little more neat. Alright, so we got one of the firmware files, get the second one, boom, paste it, download it, put it in the folder that you want. Okay, go ahead and do it for the third one as well. Put it in there, I've already got it in there. Then this one is the ROM, the game itself. When you put this one in the folder, you can choose to put it in the games folder if you've created that. It's not essential to create the games folder, it's just for organization. Alright, next we're going to want this is my rebinding software itself. It's called AutoHotkey. There's a description of what it does. This is the best way in my opinion, especially because I've done all the work for it, to make custom controls, even if you want to adjust your controls from what mine are, which my controls are right here. If you don't like these controls, you can still easily adjust them with my rebind file. So first, download AutoHotkey. You'll probably have to install it after you download it, but just download on the actual software itself. Install that. Then we'll come over, this is my rebind file. And this will give you my exact controls. I'm planning to add another option in here for a different control scheme, but for right now this one is my control scheme, so you can go ahead and download that. Put that in your Melon DS folder so you can find it easily. Alright, once we have all of that downloaded, the next step is to come into our folder. You're going to have put your Melon DS emulator in here. So we'll go ahead and open that up. We'll come over to config, emu settings, DS mode. This is where you install all of these files that you just downloaded into the Melon DS. This is basically its operating system for the DS. So just click this, use external BIOS files, browse. These are all going to be blank for you. You're going to come over, find where you put your folder, open it up, and then these are what you're going to be placing here, and you're going to match these with what it says right here. This is AR ARM 9, DS ARM 7, DS firmware, so DS ARM 9 will go. We'll choose DS ARM 9 or BIOS 9. 7, same thing. Come in, choose 7. Firmware, come in, choose firmware. Boom. Now you are fully set up. This emulator is ready to go. It'll connect online. Everything is fully set up. When you want to find your game, you hit open ROM. Boom. You open up to your folder, wherever you put your game. Mine's in the Melon DS folder, in the DS games folder inside of there. And I'll just click that, open. Boom. We got the game loaded. I can literally just go online with this if I'd like. But we're gonna do some other things first. Alright, before we get into that, we're gonna come in, make sure you install your AutoHotkey software, and then all you have to do, first we'll open this with Notepad just to see what this looks like inside. This is just a script to tell your computer which buttons to press when you press. Like if I hit, this is my side mouse button, if I hit this, it'll activate the G button. This is my left mouse button. If I hit this, it'll activate my X button. Same thing for all this. If I want to change this, like for example, my right mouse button is jump, and I have one on jump. So, well, I'll open the emulator and show you what this is gonna look like. Config, hotkeys. Make sure you're on key mappings because there's two options. There's joystick, which is controller, and there's key mappings. So whenever I hit the button 1 and I want it to jump, that means one of these buttons that will jump, I need to put to 1. The reason I have to do this is because I can't click my right mouse and have it actually activate as a key. So we have to work around it with scripts. So that's why I made the AutoHotkey scripts, because it just does not work without them. The key bindings are too limited. So basically if you want to be able to shoot with your left click and do things that you can't program through the software, you have to use AutoHotkey. But so that's how it works. If I have 1 right there, and then I come in my AutoHotkey and I rebind my 1 button to my right mouse button, then whenever I click right mouse, I'll jump in game. It's just a general description of all of these binds, so now you know how they work. And these are mouse regions. You don't have to worry about these if you don't want to, but this basically makes it to when I hit my side mouse button, my mouse will appear at these coordinates on my screen. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this bind and give you an example. So I just opened my rebind file with the AutoHotkey software. I just did it a short way, I'll do it the long way. Open with, choose another app, AutoHotkey, open. Alright, now my binds are active. So whenever I want to click something, I'm clicking with spacebar, because spacebar is my left mouse button right now. Same, if I click right mouse button, it's going to pop up as a 1. And whenever I want to turn these binds off, I hit escape button. That's what I have programmed to shut the binds down. So I've hit escape button, and now you know. Let me open it one more time and show you the mouse region. So whenever I hit side mouse button, my mouse is going to appear on a different part of my screen immediately. This is what I use for going into Alt and for recentering my cursor. It's not working right now because I'm in dual monitor, but alright, that is that. So if you want to adjust your binds, you can just open this with a notepad and edit these buttons out with whatever you want to choose. And the way you will get the names for the binds, you'll come down to one of these links I have on here, right here. If you go to this link, it will show you the names for all of the buttons that you can program to, and then you will simply choose the button you want, and then you'll know what it's called to reprogram it. So let's give you an example. If I want my left shift to be zoom, copy. Well, we know that left shift is now called L shift, and my zoom button is this right here. X button 2 equals G. So if I don't want it to be side mouse button to zoom, I will switch this to left shift. Boom. Now left shift equals G. So we'll save that. Boom. Go into the emulator. Go config hotkeys, and then our zoom button, which is going to be the R button, we'll put to G because we just made left shift activate G. So now left shift is going to zoom for you. That's the concept with the bind files. So go ahead and make those whatever you would like, and then you're completely set up.